Welcome back in, everybody, to the second game of HF versus Rise. HF with a great start in that first game, but Rise just able to take the game to them, even giving away the lead there. And HF just couldn't respond once Rise got themselves going. Spectre didn't even really need to get the BKB. There was some touch and go moments where there might have been a little bit of panic from Denozeric, but for the most part, that Spectre able to get the haunts in, get a few kills, and shutting down the healing potential as well. Being able to take that Undying straight away, make sure he couldn't get the Greaves off, get those soul rips off around the fights. The BKB coming out from the Death Prophet as well, so there was some protection there for the Death Prophet in those fights. It meant Doran just wasn't straight burst down. It was a great fight back from Rise, and HF, again, for the first, 15, 16 minutes, they looked like they couldn't lose a fight. And all of a sudden, Rise did turn it on. So HF can come into the second game with some confidence. They do have that potential to take the game away from Rise. But this time, I don't think we'll be seeing the Lina. Even though Rise came up and against it and won, there were still times it was ripping through heroes. And again, without a couple of clutch force staffs, telekinesis as well from the Rubik, Rise could potentially have lost that game. It was a lot closer than it seems with those late game fights. So looking forward, um, yeah, HF. I don't think we're going to see the Lina. I think this time, they might prioritize the tree, the Rubik. The Lina gets banned out as well. The Broodmother goes. I mean, we've seen a couple of Broodmother pickups, and again, not really been that scary hero that everyone puts it out to be. With all these first phase bans, you pick up the Snapfires, the Rubiks, and you pick up these heroes that have the wave clear. You just deal with the spiders, and all of a sudden, the momentum, especially with that hero going for the Greaves first and not going for something like an Orchid, so he doesn't have that chase down potential on the supports to get the quick kills, get him, some net worth that way. It seems like that hero, if you have a way to deal with it, it's a lot easier. But maybe teams just not scrimming against it. It's more comfortable to just ban it out than roll the dice and play up against it. But yeah, in the second game, I mean, Toshibi needs a good start as well. He never really got on the board as that tiny, just coming up against the Death Prophet in the mid lane, even with the rotations coming through. It just never fell right for the tiny. It seemed like he was being punished all the time as well. He's been hunted down. Any gank rotations that came out from Rise, they were able to find him a good couple of times as well, because he went 5, 10, and 11. Especially on a mid tiny when you want that quick blink. I think he got punished because he did lose the not just him, HF lost that tier 1 tower in the mid lane so quickly. But you do want that blink in to get onto the squishy supports, to blow up Arrow, to look for a pickoff and blow up onto Denozeric before he gets himself going. And they just weren't able to do that. So HF, again, there were some good points. Weebian rotating around with the Hoodwink, and I assume we're going to see the Hoodwink all day again today. In every single draft, one way or the other, because this hero in Division 2 does seem to be the most popular hero so far. In fact, how many games has it been picked up in? I think maybe only one game. Not even a series. I think only just one game where it's not been picked up so far. Checking through the Liquipedia. No, it might have been a series. Yeah, Cybercats versus Hydra. Seems like they didn't really fancy that hero, but it was picked up. Most of YNT versus Rise. Rise picking it up twice. HF just being able to turn it against Rise there. And yeah, PerkChamp, absolutely love that hero. Silencer there for them as well as the Ember Spirit. And again, Silencer, one of those heroes I'm surprised we don't see a little bit more coming through. Being able to disrupt those fights with a global silence on something like the Denozeric that wants to bounce around Dodrin, that wants to be spamming out the Spirit Siphons as well as the Crypt Swarms in the fights with the Exorcism going. Silencer is a really nice hero to just deal with these big impact spells, especially if Blizzy's going to be the first one to jump in. If you aren't the one that's caught out, you get the global silence off as Blizzy gets that jump in. And all of a sudden, how do Rise follow up? And Blizzy was a big tanky hero there with the Crimson Guard, with the Overwhelming Blink, the Halberd, as well as the Shivas. So it was really hard to get through him, but they were able to with time to get through him. So maybe with an extra little bit of time there, with that, with the global silence, they might have been able to chunk through and then turn that in their favor. But it would have meant that you wouldn't have had something like the Greaves coming out from the Undying, the Sorip as well to heal your teammates up. So we'll see what happens in the second draft, as we will be getting into it shortly. As Rise coming into the second game, they are going to be on a high confidence-wise. Again, dismantling, destroying, and just discombobulating into the breach yesterday in a 2-0 series, and now coming back into the DPC. That's going to give them some confidence. They do have first pick as well, so they could say, okay, HF, it's your turn. We're going to force you to ban out the Lina, otherwise we're going to pick it up. And we'll see here how they actually want to respond on the side of HF. Whether it is going to be the Lina ban, because, I mean, the Rubik's gone, the Broodmother's gone, so 2 standard bans. Rise might just take out something like the tree here. They take out the Beastmaster.
Radiant team pick.
So, yeah, the Lina does get taken away. At least Rise have first pick. They could go for that Treant again if they want it. Again, one of the more popular position 5s. It's going to be the Death Prophet right off the bat. Speaking of Bat is still in there. Not the greatest hero at the minute. It doesn't seem to have the best win rate. But it is still available if HF want to go pick that one up. And
10 seconds remaining.
What else? Tusks, Clockworks, Ember Spirits.
5 seconds.
And again,
remaining.
Rise can flex his Death Prophet. Whether they want to run it in the mid and the off, they can, take the time over this. They can see what HF picks up. And HF do have the final pick. But before that, they're going to see at least the carry that comes out, or at least the mid lane that comes out as HF. They go straight in for the Tree Lesh. Ooh. So a lot of protection from the tree. Again, one of the strongest position 5s at the minute. The Clockwork is still there if Rise wants to pick it up.
Radiant
and the Lesh. Just being able to burst down heroes, so they go straight for the Ursa. Yeah, okay. Ursa at the minute, teams just get a lot of control on their side. With the cores picking up hexes as well. And it seems like every mid laner, most off laners will going towards that hex. The Ursa, the 4-staffs being so popular at the minute as well. Ursa is just being controlled up through these fights.
Radiant team
so we'll see if Rise what he can do here. Denozric on this Ursa. But yeah, for now, I wouldn't mind seeing something like the Mars to come out for Rise. Yeah, they ban out the Bat Rise, so that would be even more single target control up against the Ursa to just waste the BKB, waste that enrage time. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing something like the Mars to come out from Rise, just so you have a boundary that the Ursa can play in with heroes trapped inside there. Just being able to run the heroes down, which means they can't escape forever. And you can just get that Earthshock bounce on top of them and then burst them down with the overpower as well. So, what do HF want to be banning? Again, I'd ban the Tusk. Gets right on top of the Lesh. Isn't bad at getting the lane win out. As soon as that lightning bounces through from the Lesh, you instantly just get into the snowball. Get into the Lesh's face. And it really messes with the split earth time that comes through from the Lesh as well. So they ban out the Magnus. Okay. Looking again at these control heroes that do come out, the Ember Spirit, the Magnus, that can get the lockdown. And Rise on the other side as well. I don't think we've seen a single Venomancer pick in Division 2, but Rise is just like, we're taking no chances. We don't want this Ursa to be kited at all in this game. The entire PowerPoint of the Ursa is when he gets up close into your face and rips you a new one here. And Fuzzy Wuzzy, if you do get the control out, does turn into a bit of a creep. They want to fully enable the Furry Scurry here coming through from this Ursa. So, what else do HF want to be banning? Again, in my mind, the Tusk is a good one.
Это что за слова такие? Это что за слова такие?
Maybe something like the Puck as well. They take out the Edge.
Skywrath Mage.
Okay, they're going to go for the Skywrath. It's a lot of magic damage coming out on their side and not a lot of physical just now. With the Treant Protector, I say that the Treant Protector putting out like 100 damage per right click, but not the fastest right clicker in the world. You probably don't get
10 seconds
any moon
remaining.
shards or, any attack bonuses and AC, something like that on the train.
5 seconds
So
remaining.
you are relying on a lot of magic damage from the Lesh and the Scarith Mage in this draft. At least so far.
Radiant team
So
pick.
things like the Doom.
Clockwork.
Clockwork comes out here from Rise. If you want to put the Death Prophet mid, things like the Doom that can get the shutdown onto the Lesh. Maybe even something like a... I still wouldn't mind the Silencer here for Rise. Offering that brief time where Scarith Mage can't
10
cast spells, he
seconds
gets punished if he does. In the lane as well.
Dire team pick.
Okay, good to be the snap. Good for closing the gap. Ursa, you've been able to get the cookie off. You've got the Clockwork as well. That has some Eri Denial, has a great anchor point with the
Radiant
cogs.
team
Hook
back.
shot from downrange.
Lycan.
And the Lycan comes through, but Snapfire here. With the cookie, especially if this is going to be the core snap. And maybe Rise looking for a position 4, but even if it's not, you do see these Snapfires go for even in the position 4, the position 3. Look for that early shard.
10 seconds
So the Molten
remaining.
Cookie comes out from the Snapfire, and it just gets really easy to clear up creep waves.
5
So even
seconds
Lycan pushing
remaining.
in with his Ancients, once that comes online, with his Wolves, Snapfire does have a way to clean most of those up. So let's see, what do Rise want now? Is it going to be the core? I mean, it could be the mid Snapfire as well, the Death Prophet in the off lane. I'd more than likely say that Rise are looking for a 4. But they could even run the Death Prophet 4, that's not out of the window. The Snapfire there as well. So it is a lot of flex coming out from the side of Rise. Meanwhile, on the side of HF, Lycan can be run in that safe lane, but more than likely it's going to be the off-lane hero. That's interesting as well, up against the Ursa. Because up until the Shapeshift comes out, Lycan can take a lot of harass, especially if there's control from the Clockwork there as well. Will take a lot of harass. And at least Scarith Mage in the lane. Going to be able to spam out spells, spam out that slow from the concussive shot. Do they put the Lycan in the safe lane? I have to see where HF want to play this, because it's not unheard of. I know in Western Europe it happened a little bit as well.
Radiant team
So the Lycan did get played in that safe as the banning out the Undyings. Yeah, so they are thinking this is going to be the core Snapfire and Death Prophet. Looking to ban out 4s, or at least 1-4 as Rise. They take away the Cottle. Okay, so what? Maybe... Because they already have both supports. Lesh more than likely in the mid. You can play the Lesh in the off. It's not that
remaining.
Unheard of. Well, it is fairly unheard of. It's not that common. And what, put the Cottle in the mid lane? And again, just dealing with all these kitey heroes. Even if they aren't going to be coming out from HF, they just want to be making sure this Ursa gets as much right-click potential as possible, and anything that can stop that, slow that down, keep that Ursa kited up. HF not going to be allowed to pick it up because Rise want to get away with it. Want to get rid of it. So, what else do they want to ban? And what are they thinking this is for the Lycan? So we'll see what this final ban's going to be. Burning through the reserve time. Just to think of it. And maybe something like... I still think it's going to be the offlane Lycan. Though if you do run that safe lane Lycan, do you ban the
Dire
Enigma?
team
You ban out the Drow. Okay, so just covering some bases here. And yeah, Drow Ranger with those Frost Arrows makes it harder for the Ursa to chase into. So I'm not going to let that go over to the side of HF. Just look at that. All the way from the Rubik down through, the control heroes have just been removed from Rise. Wanting to enable this
10
Ursa to its maximum
remaining.
potential.
5 seconds remaining.
As HF.
Radiant team pick.
So they ban out the Doom again. Just covering base. I don't think the Doom would have been a bad pick, but the Snapfire core in the offlane. Well, I suppose it depends on what HF want to pick up here as the carry. But Rise, they do have some time to think about this next pick. What else would you go for?
10 seconds
Maybe something
remaining.
that is that pipe builder.
Dire
Something
team
like a
pick.
Tide or Tusk. So, mid lane Tusk, off lane Death Prophet, Snapfire 4, Clockwork 5, Ursa carry. That's how I'm looking at this draft. Yeah, no,
10
I do like the Tusk
remaining.
mid. We'll see how Dodrin plays on this hero, but the Tusk mid up against
5
the Lesh
seconds remaining.
in the mid lane, Tusk should. I say should. I'm not saying will, I'm saying should have a good time here up against the Lesh in the mid lane. We have seen one or two Leshes that do shut the Tusk down. So it's not beyond reckoning that HF might be able to win this mid lane, especially if they do rotate in the Scarith Mage and the Treant Protector to offer a little bit of support to the Lesh in the lane. You'll try and force the Tusk back and out. But the Tusk puts out a lot of burst damage. He's had that, with the shards coming through into the Walrus Punch, has the control with the shards as well as the Snowball. Tag team as well. If the Snapfire rotates in, maybe picks up an early point into the Little Shredder, and Tusk comes in with a tag team build, this Lash could be locked down and killed off quite easily. So now, what to HF? Final pick. It's going to be the
You may now
Slack.
select your heroes.
Okay. Okay. I'm just looking at this lineup from Rise. All the control they have with the cookie, Clockworks, everything. Tusk's kit as well as the Death Prophet Spirit Siphon onto the Slack. And I don't know if the Shadow Dance is going to be enough. Does he need to go for a quick BKB here on the side of HF on that Slack? I think he does. Maybe the Manta will be nice. Usually, I mean, Slacks have so many different builds between the Orb of Corrosion, Manta Styles, Diffusal Blades, what else comes out? Straight into the Aghanims, Echo Sabers as well. So there is a lot of different builds for the Slack to go into. So we'll see what Zhani's favorite build here is on the HF and where he wants to build with this. But for the minute, I am looking at Rise's lineup of heroes and just thinking they might be able to over control the Slack in this game. Don't get me wrong, Scarith Mage with the Ancient Seal, he probably picks up a Rod of Atos. Lesh with the Split Earth probably gets a Hex at some point. Treant Protector with the Overgrowth in. Slack with the Pounce. There's a lot of control on the side of HF as well. And Slack, he likes these drawn-out fights to do the damage. But I think I'm going to go the way of Rise for the second game as well. So, guys, this is going to be the second game here. And we'll see if HF, if they can pull it back, or will Rise take game number 2 as well. With just a bit of lag, apparently, with the team. So it might be a few seconds before we get into it. But yeah, if Rise have a good start, I think the potential is there for them to take this game number 2. A lot of burst damage comes out from Archangel with the Molten Cookie, the Scatterblast damage as well as the Molten Kisses. They can run through heroes here. If they have the lockdown on the Slack as well, even through the Shadow Dance, they have damage to go through that. So they should be able to, if they can get the lockdown on the Slack, they should be able to have a good game. Hookshot as well through that Shadow Dance, just being able to lock him down. Maybe they save that for the Slack. But on the side of HF, they have the push potential coming through from the Lesh and the Lycan. So how quickly Rice respond to this, we'll have to wait and see. The damage that they can put out to the towers is quite decent. So you're going to be able to get in, once you get that shot as well, the lockdown that comes through from the Nature's Guys, be able to walk up, get that right click off, get the lockdown. And the damage can stack up on the side of HF. And yeah, there is a pause, there's a bit of a delay, so you get to stare at my pretty face for a few more seconds. Yeah, Scarith as well. Scarith is an interesting one because he's not sitting on a lot of health. He's got no armor. So how quickly they can burst him down, in the lane, if they do get on top of him, it is going to be really interesting to see how quickly, Rise, if they do get into these team fights early, if they can run over the side of HF, and how HF respond to this. Because Lycan doesn't really have a chase down potential hero. If he tries to chase down the Death Prophet's going to be able to get those Spirit Siphons off. The Clockwork is pretty tanky, going to be able to drop those cogs. Even put him on a leash with the hook if he wants to there as well. Take that Lycan for a walk. But guys, game number 2 coming up. First, we are going to be taking a quick look at a word from our sponsors over at EGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
Welcome back, and yeah, looking at this, we'll see what they're going to do. I mean, the trees are already starting to fall on the side of HF, so this is just the standard routine. You see the tree pick coming out. Everybody buys Quelling Blades. Dodrin's going to be up here. You've got Blizzy up here with the Quelling Blade, and just taking down these trees, making sure there's nowhere comfortable for the tree to rotate. And HF are going to respond, but they've got to be careful. If they come too far forwards, lockdown, Battery Assault is available. Archangel could opt for that level 1 cookie as well. So you can see that HF, they already see these trees have fallen. They don't want to come into the lane. They don't want to be giving away that first blood. Because Denozric, he was just waiting. Just in case anyone came up for a high ground ward, the Ursa Burr would be waiting to throw some harass back. Did he want to contest? You can see the odds on the screen, guys. Again, Rise are the favourites into this, and it looks like they might be able to get the push away. Do they get 3 bounty runes out of this? They don't. Weebin instantly sees the Ursa coming into the river with Black Archangel. He just says, I'll go high ground then. There's a way to lock this down. Speaking of lockdown, Janny, he has to go for that pounce level 1. There's no essence shift to come out there for the Slark just yet. And Arrow being able to get in, do a little bit of harass here with the Battery Assault. So Janny, not going to be a fan of that. Just has to pounce himself away. How's Archangel? Archangel's not skilled anything up just yet either. So the harass, it is starting onto Dino. But for now, he's going to be able to get himself in, get these last hits. As you can see, the Archangel, he's opted for that Scatter Blast to come out here. Might actually be able to stack the damage onto Weavian. Weavian needs to be really careful here. Even though he's coming through with the concussive shots onto the Ursa, you can see that the Scatter Blast onto the Creep Wave now as well, trying to deal with the wolves. And Archangel just trying to out-trade onto the Scarith Mage, but Scarith Mage, he's got to be careful because no armor versus, well, the 7 when he's underneath tower protection here for Archangel. So Archangel might just try and trade him out all day long. And try and burn through the regen here of that Scarith Mage. Again, Scatter Blast is available. Archangel, does he want to walk up? Denozric, they might be waiting for level 2. And that's not going to be too far away either. Sure, Tango comes out. And when he do, if that Earth Shock's going to be... you probably want the overpower there. So we'll see. We'll see where Denozric, he does actually go for the Earth Shock and not the overpower. But Scatterblast going to be used onto Pro. Cookie comes through onto the Wolves here. Yeah, Dino going to be able to clean those one up with the Earth Shock. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, how's Dodrin looking? Dodrin, level 3 already, got 2 points into the Ice Shards. Yeah, Toshibi on the other side there as well, 2 points into the Lightning. So at least the initial Lightning Burst will be nice for Toshibi. But Tusk, if he wants to, around level 4, I imagine level 5, he can get the tag team out and start to just try and chase down onto Lesh. Meanwhile, in the top lane, what's Janny queued up? He's given nothing away here, this Slark. He's just going to be going for the power treads, it looks like, straight off the bat. And which makes sense. You want to get the run away from the Clockwork. Don't want to let him chase him down with the Battery Assault here. Break the Spirit Siphons here as well. As an Arrow, just making sure these pulls, they don't work. Because he's going to be able to come in with the Battery Assault, clean those creeps up, take the neutrals down. And, did he get a ward down? He didn't. So not blocking the camp, I don't believe. Oh no, he is. There is just one just in range. Meanwhile, mid lane, Doldrin going to be taking some punish. And this is how I expected the lane to start early on. You know, Toshibi being able to throw out the lightning bolts, being able to throw out the split earth early on. But then Tusk, again, when he gets to level 4, level 5, he will be able to throw out... Level 4 is going to be here. But yeah, when he gets to that level 5, starts putting points into the tag team, he's going to be able to do a lot of damage over to the Lesh in this mid lane. So Lesh having a good time for now, but it will... there's the ability to change this Doldrin here into his favor. Archangel, how's he looking? 2 points into the Scatter Blast now as well. iShards do come through point blank, but the Split Earth's going to be the Toshibi can get himself away from this, and Toshibi, Snowball, it's actually onto the creep. Fortification comes out quick, and now Doldrin needs to run himself away. Toshibi with a lot of harass. Where's that lightning bolt now as well? 2 points into that. And Doldrin, 140 something health. That is not where you want to be sitting here. Up against Toshibi with full health, full mana. Split Earth connects. This could be first blood, the lightning bolt. And Toshibi gets the kill. So yeah, the tips coming through there, and HF, good start once again.
Dire's middle tower is
You want bottom lane, Denozric, he is taking that harass. Blizzy though on the top lane. They do get the kill onto the tree, and yeah, Denozric on the bottom lane, he's going to be taking a lot of harass. These wolves being able to outfight the Burr early on at least. As the salve does get used, Snapfire trying to heal himself back up. Does Skyrath? He's got that D-Ward, right? Yeah, down in the river. It is just out of range there as well, so we will be able to get this next pull through when the creeps respawn. Top lane. Do they want to go for another one onto the tree? The tree's got to be careful here. Arrow can run him down. Not started with the boots level 1 though, the clockwork. The boots will be coming out soon. But yeah, Death Prophet already got those mana boots. And that is the sustain that clockwork needs to get Harassy in the lane. Even Blizzy get Harassy in the lane. And probably the Death Prophet going to go towards the Greaves in this lane here as well. I'm surprised that he's not spamming it out as Archangel on the bottom lane. Weebian.
Looks like it's 12:01.
That's around the secret shop? Right, okay. Okay, and Pro, he needs to run himself into the trees. Because, yeah, if the cookie comes through, in fact, Black Archangel, they're still looking for this. The cookie's available. Scatterblast will be there as well. But Pro eats himself through the trees with the Clone Blade. And will find a path to safety. Mid lane once again, and now Toshibi, he has that level advantage, but back on the bottom lane. Do you want to go for the dive onto the Lycan? The Lycan could be in a lot of trouble. Where's that cookie? They get the stun to Denozric, trying to get the damage coming through from the overpower and the Fury Swipes. Body blocks from Archangel, but it looks like Denozric just backing himself away there. Not too comfortable with this. Doesn't have the mana. Has the stick, but it's not going to be enough mana to get off another overpower Earthshock combo. It's Toshibi just looking for the bounce. He will even be able to get that haste as well. So does he turn around and chase down? It looks like he is going to go towards this bottom lane. And what sustain does the Ursa have? Again, only that stick. Oh, Snapfire. He's going to be run down. And Toshibi can go even further here now as well. Ursa in the trees. Trying to get himself away from this one. The raindrop was just delivered. As Doldrin goes for the TP. Might be able to find out onto the Skyrath. Snowball comes in. And the tower gets the kill. So saving that Walrus Punch. Do they want to go into Pro? What are those Ice Shards at? Doldrin trying to run him down. He's going to be pretty fast. Ice Shards do connect now as well. Denozric. Shock Walrus Punch comes out. And the damage onto the Lycan. The Lycan shouldn't be able to get himself away from this one. The Split Earth going to be dodged off. Lightning Bolt comes through that Pulse Nova now as well. The Snowball to try and get the distance away. Arrow gets a kill to Zhani on the top lane now as well. And Denozric though, they're going to be able to run them down. Scatterblast, is it going to be enough? No, it's not. Weebian, he gets the kill. Using that concussive shot, only level 2. But he does have the damage to get the kill onto the Ursa. Really nice back and forth trade there from both teams. But yeah, losing that Ursa after Zhani goes down, really going to hurt Rise. And now Blizzy coming through with the Exorcism, trying to do what he can to the tower. They might just try and go for the lockdown onto Zoe here, but Blizzy turns right back around onto the tier 1 with this Exorcism going. The Catapult here as well. He wants to get as much damage as he can. And you can see that Zhani's already rotated himself into the mid lane. Looking towards that level 6, but he's not going to have it just yet.
Dire's top tower.
And the top lane, Blizzy does get the tier 1. Mid lane. Dodrin is back in. Rocket Flare comes out, but the Clockwork... Actually, is that the... No, it's just his boots. Never mind. No Force Staff, anything like that to maybe try and close the gap onto the Slark. And with only being level 4, you know, and there's no hook shot from a distance as well, so Slark Janny should be fine for the minute. Back on the bottom lane though, how's the Nosric doing? Wants to go towards that Battle Fury. Okay, so yeah, he is looking for that long-term farm. Johnny, though, in the mid lane. Aishaz comes out. Does he get the pounce out? Because you can see the Clockwork's waiting on the other side. But Johnny just dives himself back right behind that tier 1. Not going for the angle that the Clockwork thought he might have gone to. Cookie comes through. No, it doesn't. Do they have the damage? The Scatter Blast now into the Cookie. The Cookie, he bounces himself out with the Earthshock. But the Nosric, you need to run. Proletary going to try and chase him down. Does the Tusk try and come in for the TP? Or even moving himself down for this? Does Nosric? He's using the Enrage, trying to survive. He's going to be run down. He's going to be killed off again. And yeah, the Tusk didn't go for the TP, didn't have it, and couldn't make a move there. So they just get another free kill onto the Ursa. And this is really going to hurt. Especially with him going towards the Battle Fury. Losing that tier 1 tower, his jungle is not going to be safe. Really good warding here from the side of HF. So Ursa might just be relegated here to the triangle.
Radiant's bottom tower is
I
under
would have liked
attack.
to see him go for a Diffusal Blade, to be honest. Get aggressive early with the rest of his team. Just go for a Diffusal Blade, trying to run down onto the Lesh.
Radiant's
Blizzy.
bottom tower is under attack.
He has that Exorcism in the next couple of seconds. Where are the Greaves as well? The Greaves not flying out to him. Yeah, no. He's still going to be a ways away from those Greaves. In terms of gold, well, he needs the buckler as well as the recipe itself. So 2k gold, all in all. All close enough. He is finding a decent amount of farm though on the Death Prophet. Top of the net worth.
Dire's middle tower is under
As you
attack.
can see the Toshibi and Weirian just trying to force the Ursa out of his jungle. And keep this pressure onto Nosric. As mid lane Exorcism is going to start. Fortification can be used if you want to here. HF onto this mid lane tower. Catapult coming through, doing damage onto it now as well.
Dire's
So Fort will be used.
structures are fortified.
Do they want to go for the protection? Arrow. Well, where's that tome? It's actually coming out for the Snapfire. So I'm thinking this Mortimer Kiss is going to be a little bit more important than the Clockwork getting the hook.
Dire's middle tower has
Okay,
fallen.
so yeah, Morty-Kisses are up. What can they do with this? They're going to go straight for a smoke. They need to. They need to protect this Ursa. Ursa is taking so much punishment here in this bottom lane. Not finding any farm. Oh no, they're going to deviate. Maybe onto Toshibi. Toshibi, though, moving himself back. Ice Shards. It does trap him in the snowball. It's going to be coming in. Mortimer Kisses will be dropped. And Slark. Shani. He is going to take a quick kiss, but it was just the whole... He was running. He was looking to help out his teammate. And then the Mortimer Kisses start to rain down. He's like, nope, I'm out. Deal with that yourself. So they do at least get the kill onto the Lesh. And now this stack going to be cleaned up here from the side of Rise. Slark slowed down, but the transformation comes out. Shapeshift is going to be here. The Ancient Seal coming out. And the mech not going to be able to keep this Clockwork alive. Or is it? No, he's going to go down. The Lycan going to be trapped inside the cogs. Drojan going to go for the TP. Nothing to disrupt this. So he will be away, and so will Blizzy. So they lose the clock, but they do get the kill onto the Lesh. Buy some space and time for the Ursa Burr here as well. Ursa, how's he looking in terms of items? He's going to be able to go get himself the Void Stone if he wants. Has the gold for that, but I wonder if actually, yeah, the broadsword a little bit more important to him. Just to be able to get that extra damage out, I guess the farming speed. It is a little bit more important than the Perseverance to the Ursa at the minute. He's not really having too many mana problems. We'll see though, 3 heroes stacking up is the clock's level 6. Does he want to go backline jumping onto Toshi V? Get this hookshot off. Multi-kisses, 15 seconds away. Let's see, though, 4 heroes stacking up around this dire jungle from the side of Rise. The draw on the battle line. Do they want to make a move? Rocket Flirt comes out. It's going to go for the spot, but Toshibi the hook, it misses. Quick voice line there as well. And, yeah. Satoshi not able to get that hook off. Blizzy on the bottom lane, looking towards that. He's not too far away from the full creeps. About 250 gold. And Johnny in the mid lane. So what is the build for this lock? Gonna be the Hand of Midas. Back lines, though. Aura's Punch comes out. It looks like Jordan just trying to put the fear of God into Toshibi. Bottom lane, a lot of damage coming out to Blizzy. Blizzy can get himself away from this one. He's getting TP and Snowball. They might be able to get the kill to the Scareth. They do. Now Proletary needs to run himself away. This dog, though, the Ice Guard's locking him down. And they might be able to make this dog sit here. As the chase comes out, Arrow doesn't have that hook for the next 16 seconds. But the Snowball will chase in. And this dog not going to be able to outrun this. Shapeshift. 3/4 of the way through, but they do give up the chase. Arrow, hook shot, 5 seconds away. But Clock not going to be going for anything, and Lycan does just get out. He's got the Seeds of Serenity here now as well, so that's going to be some nice sustain. Lesh just continues to farm the stack. Dodrin in the mid lane, though, trying to find these shots. Did they go for a smoke rotation? Because all 5 heroes here. The walls go down. It's actually just going to protect Roche. So, the Nosric, how quickly can they do this? Arrow will be tanking it up. Nosric stacking up the damage with the Fury Swipes, with the Overpower. And the scan comes out. Shani on the high ground. The Snowball's going to be there. He's already used that Dark Pact. So what can they do? The damage, where's that Walrus Punch coming through? They connect. Can they follow up? The hookshot comes in, and Shani, multiple kisses. This is what I was talking about. Through the Shadow Dance now. The Nosric will be able to get the chase down Crypt Swarm. It won't connect. Regen coming out from the Shadow Dance passive, as well as the Living Armor. So again, the Slark could be burst down a whole lot. And so quick from that. If that last Mortimer Kiss lands, they probably get the kill onto the Slark. So Jani just goes back to farm, and he knows a good few of the ultimates are down now. But Exorcism is up. They didn't even need the Exorcism for this Roche. So let's see Blizzy clearing off the wave. The Catapult is pushing in a Flag Bearer creep here as well. Zoe, though, he drops the Nature's Grasp. Azaro on the bottom lane. He wants to defend this tier 2. Again, the Catapults are going to be pushing in. And in the river, what can they do? Doran doesn't find the rune. It actually goes the way of Toshibi here. Oh, and the Arcane rune as well. That's going to be really nice for the Lesh. But it looks like the defense of the mid lane tower is being pinged out. Mortimer Kiss is 38 seconds away. Black Dragon trying to push into this. There's an Aegis as well up to the Ursubur. So what can he do with this? Fury Swipes, one more right click. He get the cleanup. Dark Pact comes out. Ancient Seal now. They might be able to take down this Aegis. They will pop it for the hook shot. They've got the lockdown onto the left. He's going to be forced back here by the Cogs. And now it looks like Denosric, he wants to get himself right back in. Snowball, the Earthshock now as well. Toshibi, he's going to be bounced around. Do they get the kill though? He's sustaining. It's not going to be enough. They get the kill onto the Lesh, even through the Bloodstone. And now the chase down onto Zoe. Archangel will fall on the back lines. But the tier 1 tower does stand. They trade off a support for a mid laner. And an Aegis. Yeah, and an Aegis. But Rise probably going to be happier with that, seeing as they got the whole jump and a lot of burst damage onto Dino before the fight really even started. Blizzy. He's going towards that BKB as well. Yeah, the Death Prophet needs that protection. The Greaves are out. Doesn't really need a gap close like a Blink Dagger or anything like that. Can just go straight for it. In fact, he's got the Tumbler's Toy. If he really needs to close the gap, he can Tumbler's Toy himself out. Get those Spirit Siphons off. Dodrin, though, he's going to be careful. The split Earth's going to be there here. Now, the Tusk, he gets locked down. Doesn't have a BKB of his own. Snowball trying to buy some time, but how far does he go with this? Actually goes onto Weavian. Now maybe tries to get himself away, but with those lightnings bouncing around and the split Earth damage as well, Toshibi He just gets caught out. They even get the kill onto Arrow. Arrow trying to help him out in the river, though. The damage is stacking up from HF. They just want to go as
Radiant's
5.
middle tower is under attack.
They are happy to let Rise
Radiant
split push,
structures are
you know,
fortified.
group up as 2 or 3, because they're just going to go, we're going to go as 5, and we're going to outfight you
Dire's
every
top
single
tower
time.
is under
So
attack.
try and split push. Try and take the
Radiant's
lanes.
middle
But if you
tower
pay
is under attack.
your Exorcism to take down one of our, the tier
Radiant's
1 at the
middle
bottom,
tower
or
is
put pressure
falling.
onto the towers, you're not going to have it in these
Dire's
5v5
bottom
fights. So
tower
we're
is
going to try and force out here. And in fact, yeah, they get themselves on top of the snap bar, and Snap, he's just going to be run down. Nothing that Archangel could do to get away from that. And yeah, Tusk is going to want that BKB.
I'll take that.
How's Arrow looking? 4 staff, it's going to be close, but it's not there just yet. At least, I mean, Exorcism 10 seconds away. I think this is where Rise. They've got to look for a fight. They've got to look for a quick jump now, because it looks like HF, they've slowed down on the regression. So they do need to get back. They get the jump onto the top lane, but Zoe away through the trees, and the Earth Shock. Again, the Nosric, until he gets that Blink Basher. And in fact, the Blink is up, but Basher not there just yet. Wants that BKB. Because HF are putting out a whole lot of magic damage.
Radiant are
So they do
scanning.
need this protection. 4-man smoke coming through from the side of Rise in the river. Scan. It won't see the Lesh. Yeah, in fact, Lesh just gonna prance himself away, join the rest of his teammates. Look for this double stack now as well. Help carry on farming up into the Boots of Travel. Lycan, he wants that wolf bite. Actually not too far away from it as well. So the chase down potential from... Who do you bite? You
Dire's
bite the
top
Slark,
tower
right?
is under attack.
You definitely bite the Slark. Let him
Radiant's
chase down in that
bottom
little wolf
tower is
form.
under attack.
Do it with flair.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Exorcism coming out from Blizzy. Can they do this though? They have to wait for this next creep wave. And they are grouping up around the outpost, you know, around this tier 2 tower to see if
Dire's
there's any
top
protection
tower
coming
is
in.
under attack.
Only the living armor for now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So how quickly
Radiant's
can they take
bottom
down this
tower
tier
is
2?
falling.
And is it going to be... I mean, the tier 2 tower on the bottom lane, it goes, but HF, they're not looking for this protection here on their own tier 2 on the top lane. They're just going to let it trade off. Yeah, they're going to let it go down.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Find themselves some space and time to find the next items, and even maybe with the Thunderhide, the Wolves put pressure onto the tier 3 as well. The TP is going to come back from the Tusk.
Dire are
So going to try and do what he can here to clean these ones up. Snowball comes through, and at least the Thunderhide, he is going to be able to run himself away. But now they know they're going to be able to come in. In fact, if you catch out Arrow, Arrow the Pounce comes out now, and the Clockwork, he's going to be silenced up. The cogs go down, but so does the Clock here with that Mystic Flare. Blizzy in the trees. And this is the thing that, right, you force out that TP back to the bottom lane. At least one hero goes. If anyone from the side of Rise hangs around, they are going to be losing their lives. Because the quick rotation from
Radiant's middle
HF,
tower is
they knew
under
just
attack.
exactly where they wanted to go with that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Bounty killing.
The Nosric. Yeah, BKB's coming out, and that is going to be the timing, I think, for Rise. Looking towards these items. Blizzy just needs the recipe. About 1,000 gold away, though. Tusk, again, about 1,000 gold away from the recipe, and at least here, Ursa will be a little bit closer after this creep camp. Should have enough for that BKB if he wants to pick it up. Or maybe the next one. Still about 100 gold away. Arrow. Trying to do a bit of dewarding, but the smoke's going to be coming through here from the side of HF. They might be able to find the jump. Ursa, Denosric, you just need to back yourself away. They have that ward on the bottom lane there as well from the side of
Radiant's
HF.
middle tower is under attack.
So smoke rotation coming out from them. And what are they going to try and do here? The Thunderhide pushing out into the mid lane. The Pounce comes out with Denosric. He gets that Earthshock. He gets himself away. Slark doesn't want to overextend from the rest of his teammates, so he does just pounce himself back out. Okay, so Rice not looking to take a fight before these BKBs are up. He's got to be careful though. Denosric once again, he's going to be slowed down. Concussive Blast comes out, just looking to get himself away. Even the Diffusal Blade being used. But they don't get the kill onto the Usurper. They don't have the control once he tries to turn and run. And he's going to be going for the Basher next, so let's see what HF... Are they just going to force out this tier 2? They are.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And Rise not going to contest into this just yet. Rocket Flare comes out. Do they have that lockdown? To Nosric, where are those BKBs now as well? They are up for all 3 cores, nearly. Tusk needs another 100 gold.
Has fallen.
So he's looking to farm those ones up with the Ice Shards. With the jungle creeps. And HF, they're just going to disengage.
Radiant are scanning.
So, I mean, this ward, high ground ward, will be dewarded, but it sees the rotation out. Ursula looking towards the Roche pit, but the Roche is going to be another minute and a bit away. Over a minute and a half. And I think that's what they want. I mean, Nosric probably wants that shard as well, so he gets the extra enrage through the Earth Shock. But for now, both teams just sticking together. They don't want to be caught out anywhere funny. They don't want to be going down 4v5 and losing a team fight. As HF going for the smoke. Smoke might break though. Arrow on the other side of the trees. What's go down? So he's going to look for the power, but the blink. But the Nosric gets himself away. Now that point blank hook comes through. Ultimate kisses are going to drop. They get the kill onto the Clockwork. Can they get themselves away? The chase down with the Yule Scepter comes out onto the Ursa. The Ursa doesn't use their enrage just yet, and they do get the kill onto the tree. Toshi B trying to get himself away. The Bloodstone's already been popped. So the blink in, the Walrus Punch, and they get the kill onto the Lesh. Bro trying to run himself away from this one in that wolf form. They do get the kill onto Archangel now, and Zhani trying to sustain out with that Shadow Dance, but Snowball comes through. They're going to be able to get the kill onto the Slark. And can they go even further onto this? It's Pro with the Blink Dagger comes up from Dodrin, Ice Shards, and now he doesn't have that wolf form. Has a little bit of a gap to walk through. The Walrus Punch will slow him down. The Exorcism still going, and the damage from the Ursa Burr there as well to get the kill. And that's going to be the Ursa Burr's Basher. If you take this tower down, he gets another creep wave. And yeah, 4 for 2. You lose both supports. BKBs were used as well, not for the Tusk. So the Tusk still has a fresh one. The Death Prophet still has a fresh one. And to Nosric, he was forced to use his in the middle of that fight. But this is going to be his Basher. Swapping it out for the stick. So you still have that chase down potential as well with the Windlace. And yeah, the MKB to come through here as well. Extra damage. Deal with any potential mischances.
Dire are scanning.
Ursa into the Roche pit. HF are back up, but what can he do? They're going to see the Clock. Clock has that hook shot available to him. Tries to get himself down to the low ground. The Force Staff coming out now as well, but the second pounce. And Zhani wants to get himself in with the Shadow Dance, but the Cogs do come out. Keeps Arrow alive here. And now he's going to be careful. Zhani, though, has that shard. The Death Shroud comes out. Look at this. Mystic Flare. I know you can't see it on the screen. It is a quick one. But Archangel has the heals coming through from Blizzy and his Greaves. So he's going to have that extra sustain. Ursa, did he get the shard as well? He did. So Aegis and shard. Bashes up. And we'll see what Rise want to do with this. Because again, this game starting to slowly turn in favor of Rise. You can see... I mean, you can't see, but I can see. On the graphs. It is starting... It was slowly sliding the way of HF. And all of a sudden, Rise, they're getting themselves back into this. 53% win rate probability from the AI assistant here in favor of Rise. After it going all the way down to... God, what was that? About an 80% win chance for the side of HF. So they are slowly bringing this game back here, Rise. Doing exactly what they did in the first game. Waiting this momentum out.
It is mine.
Then Osric. Again. Aegis for the next 3 and a bit minutes.
Dire's middle tower is under
Pushing
attack.
through onto the tier 2 tower now as well. HF, they're the ones that don't want to contest into this just yet. Yeah, Slark, I thought you would have gone for a quick
Radiant are scanning.
BKB. I thought the Slark really would have needed it, and it's shown, I mean, 2, 2, and 3. So he has been controlled in these fights, so he's going to be going back for a BKB. But the Diffusal Blade, the Agrams, and the Hand of Midas to come out first. It's cost him a little bit, and it might even cost him a little bit more. Zoe, Walrus Punch comes in, Ice Shards are going to be down. Not going to be able to walk himself away. The tag team going,
Radiant's
and
bottom
Dodrin
tower
gets the
is
kill.
under attack.
Slark, Zhani, don't cut that wave. Oh, the Force
Radiant
Staff.
structures
Zhani gets
are
the pounce away into the
fortified.
trees.
Dire's top tower
Pouncing himself
is
around.
under
I think he's in
attack.
vision. No, he's not. It's a dire ward. Okay, I thought that was a Rise Cliff Ward. And the Nosric have already got themselves back to the bottom lane just to push this lane out. Because the tower is taking some damage. Four-man smoke, though, coming through. Rise, they don't have the Ursa Burr. So can they find HF, who are separated off the Rocket Flare, though? Doesn't spot out onto Toshi B. Smoke might break, though. Do they get it? They get the jump forward, actually. They're going to be able to get the jump onto the Scarlet Mage. The Scarlet Mage will go down. The silence comes down to Lesh. From the Slug, actually, with Blizzy. And the Spirit Icons, multiple kisses. The hook shot not even needed, but Arrow, he just wanted to feel like he was part of that fight. And now the Exorcism's going. The creep wave pushing in.
Dire's
Nosric.
middle tower is under attack.
The Wolves going to try and do what they can to delay this. Yeah, you can see them. They're pulling the creeps away, but with that Exorcism going, the Nosric, they need to go back. They need to take down these Wolves. Because it's a really nice delay coming through from the Lycan here. Delaying the damage that the Exorcism can do.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are
Fortification going to be used. High ground Rise want to be coming up onto this. Scatter Blast will be used here as well for Nosric. Onto this tower, but the Exorcism, it's going to be wearing off. So at least this time, HF, they protect this tier 3. And the Nosric just says, yeah, okay, cool. I'm going to move back into the jungle. The Nullifier to come out here for the Ursa Burr. How's Toshi B doing? Again, in terms of net worth, he's the lowest of the cores. Had a great start as well. Got a good couple of pickoffs in the early game. Onto the Tusk and just not able to capitalize on that. Even getting the rotations onto the Ursa. And for some reason, Toshi B just falling right behind here in terms of farm. And Lesh, to me, is one of those heroes that can get the flash farm. With the Pulse Nova, with the line and the Diabolic Edict. But just not able to find it here on the side of HF. Rise. We've got the wards down. They're looking to hunt. This Ursa Burr is hungry.
Cold and sweet.
In fact, how far off the Nullifier is he? He's only about 200 gold here. Ursa, I've been able to pick that one up. So, yeah, 123. He should get it after this camp.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Once that comes out, Exorcism, 30 seconds away. Mortimer cases are just about to come back up here. Buybacks from both sides, 3 straight into team. Well, now note with the Ursa buying out. So let's see. OTP's up to the high ground. Do they actually see onto Toshi B? Can he get it to the ice shards? But nothing to stop. No. The snowball, the TP does connect. And complete.
Are you okay?
So Dodrin doesn't want to snowball all the way back into the fountain. Thankfully, the snowball doesn't go that far either. Yeah, the 5 heroes starting to stack up now from Rise. Where can they make this jump? Can they actually see Toshi B? This time they jump in. Moving up onto that Black Dragon. Arrow actually wants to go towards his Aghanims as well, and he's being allowed to get to it. Look at this. This is a position 5 clock with 7k net worth at 30 minutes. Snowball, Glimmer Cape comes through. Do they have the reveal? Ice Shards will be there now as well, but Weebian trying to get himself away from this one. They jump to TP, the hook shot. And that Walrus Punch just for good measure.
Radiant are
And they do
scanning.
take down the Scararath, and now immediately TP's back to the top lane. You can see that Ursa Burr, he's smoked up, he's looking, he's hunting. Who's he going to be able to find? Lesh, already in the trees, and the Nosric moving through the dire jungle. So the smoke does wear off. Slark, at least this time, will have that BKB in the next set of fights. So going to be able to purge off the silence from the Death Prophet. Going towards the Skadi here as well on Johnny. How's Blizzy looking? Blizzy wants to go towards that Hex. Actually started on the Hex there as well. He has the gold for either the Ultimate or the Mystic Staff. As Johnny just continues to farm. Underneath. Oh, that's a really tricky ward. If you see just at the top of the screen there, the vision cuts just across. And yeah, he is going to be spotted out and seen, but not really a whole lot the side of Rise can do about it, because they aren't close enough to get a hookshot in, something like that for now. But it is a really nice ward there to have on that dire triangle. Top lane, Blizzy just looking for the split push. Not too far away for the goal needed now to get that Hex out. To wait about
Radiant's
800
bottom
gold.
tower
Lesh
is under
in the
attack.
Radiant jungle. He's looking for the farm. He's going to be caught out, though. There's going to be the TPs coming in from the Ursa Bird. No, the Wolves do see them. So now they will be able to get themselves away. The Ancient Frostbite Golem, not going to be as lucky. But yeah, early warning systems for HF, so important at the minute. While they look for the next set of items. And you can see that HF, the aggression, it's slowed right down. I say that, they're going to go for a smoke. Always know when to get the timings right on what I'm saying. But yeah, this Death Prophet, still about 400 gold away from being able to pick up the Hex. If they get a quick pick onto the DP here as well, being able to delay that Hex, that is another big power spike for the Death Prophet. Oh, Roshan as well. It's going to be a quick one. It's about 20 seconds on the extra timer for the respawn. So do they know this is happening here? Clockwork. Maybe looks for that Rocket Flare in. Not too far away from his Ag Scepter here as well. About 200 gold. So with this Philosopher's Stone, it's not going to be too far away. Doran gets himself the regen rune in the bottle now as well. They want to go for that big smoke wraparound across the river. Around behind the Roche Pit. No wards to see this from the Dire either. So this is going to be a really good engage. If they can get it off Rise, they might be able to take a quick Roche as well. Maybe even just push through onto the tier 3s. But you can see that HF, not sure where the side of Rise are. Weavian, Rocket Flare comes out. Where's that jump? They're going to be able to get themselves right on top. The hookshot comes through. The Mortimer kisses onto the Lycan, and the Lycan, well, he has to get himself away with the Force Staff Overgrowth, but it doesn't matter. They take down the dog, and now who's bought back? The back lines, the damage coming through as Toshibi just needs to run himself away from this. Yeah, really nice hookshot and straight into the pit. Maybe Zhani. He's hanging himself around. But they've lost 2. He can't contest into this. They just need to let this third rush go. You can see that, yeah, the Scarith goes down, the Lycan goes down. And it does cost them a buyback onto the Clockwork. But the Clockwork's going to be happy with this. The BKBs all being used as well from the side of Rise. But to get this free Roche, it's a Roche with an Aghanim's Blessing as well. So who do you give that over to? Maybe... what am I talking about? Of course you give it over to the Tusk. Being able to get that Warriors kick back, separate someone from the rest of the team, that is going to be a massive play. That you don't even need to blink the rest of your team in. You just get in, you kick someone back, and then you snowball out back to them. Black Archangel, is he locked down? No, the snowball comes through. And this is what I'm talking about. The kick comes out. Bucky not going to connect here. Zhani is in that wolf bomb, so the wolf bite comes up. Mystic Flare, a lot of damage, but the cheese is going to be eaten. Do they have the damage to get any kills here, though? The chase down. They might be able to take down Blizzy. Blizzy's going to be locked down, trying to get himself away. He's going to be slowed. He has one more Spirit Siphon, but the magic damage is going to be way too much, and Toshibi does get the kill. And now Rise on the back foot. Black Archangel, but they have the reveal. The Force Staff, it's not going to be enough. And Archangel, where's that Cookie? Trying to get himself out. Zhani picks up the kill. 3 heroes dead on the side of Rise. I was thinking that was going to be a great engagement for them, but they just get locked down. Arrow at least will complete the TP.
Dire are scanning.
So yeah, again, without the buybacks though, Rise susceptible to that lockdown. And overextended just a little bit. And it does cost them 3 heroes. The damage from the Lesh as well. Without that BKB, 4k damage though. Just be able to take those heroes down. So, Donozric just continuing to farm. He wants that Swift Blink as well. Actually swaps the BKB up for the Aegis. How's the damage done? Yeah, damage done. Lesh right at the top of the table there. Tusk not too far behind with his 17k.
Radiant's top tower is
Scarith
under
Mage,
attack.
and then, yeah, it does start to drop off after that, dropping off and dropping off and dropping off. But Lesh at the top of the table doesn't surprise me. He is starting to catch up in net worth now as well, above the Lycan, above the Death Prophet on that net worth table. So Toshibi didn't have the greatest of starts, but he has been able to get himself right back into this game. As Donozric just continuing to farm up. I wonder, actually, with this Aegis for the next 2.5 minutes, whether he just buys it out for the Eagle Song, because he's going to be about 1,000 gold away from it. As Rise, BKBs are back available now. They want to go for the smoke. Who can they find in the pickoff? Zhani's going to show on the top lane, but he's not going to be the target.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So the Treant going to be the furthest one forward. Lesh as well. Lesh is just hanging himself back. Going to go for the TP away. The scan comes out into the trees, though. Sohi. He goes for the blink. Going to be able to get himself out. The rocket flare carries on going the hook shot. So at least they're going to be able to get the tree on. It's not a bad trade. You know, it's not awful. It means that you do get a kill. You put yourself at an advantage. You don't use your BKBs. And you can try and force something out. Actually, they are going to try and force something out. The immediate jump over to Nosric. He finds Toshi B. Toshi B, can he get himself away from this one? One more right click. And the Nosric gets the kill. Toshi B has that buyback, but just was not able to outrun. Sorry, it means he's used the B. No, he's not. No, he did. He did. He used that BKB. And traded out the Abyssal Blade now as well. And Zhani, he's cliffed himself. But the first half comes out. There's that Rocket Flare. Shadow Dance is going to be coming off cooldown for the next couple of seconds. And now they get the kill into Skarath. Skarath, 3 heroes dead on the side of HF. Exorcism is still available. Is this where Rise look to break the high ground here on the side of HF? Yep, Exorcism coming through here, walking right up to the high ground. Fortification, it'll only go for so long as Zhani. He's trying to split the wave, but this time the fortification is going to be used on the side of Rise. But Zhani, he's getting these creep pulls. They need to have someone come in. I mean, the tier 3 tower is still going to go down. Zhani's away from this. Exorcism, a second fortification now. But they do need to be bringing someone up with the creep wave to make sure it gets protected, it gets pulled in. Lycan Wolves trying to do what they can. Exorcism is still going as well. It will fade off, so they at least get the ranged racks. Do they want to go for more? Zhani on the back lines. He is to be away. What the both's going to be used? He might look for the engage here. The pounce comes in, but there's going to be the cookie away. Archangel, it doesn't actually connect with the pounce. And now Zhani, how far forward does he want to go with this? Shadow Dance and Depth Shroud both available. And the hook shot. What? I guess Clock just using it to get away to the creep wave. Yeah. So, how do HF want to respond to this? Roche is still a ways away. Denosric has the Swift Blink in. He has the Abyssal Blade. BKB down to 6 seconds. Actually wants to be going on to the Silver Edge on the Usurper here as well. So what? Just get rid of the boots, I guess? Yeah, it didn't actually go back for the MKB that he had queued up originally. Went for the Nullifier. Into the Swift Blink, and I imagine it's going to be you just get rid of the boots, get yourself into the Silver Edge. And Rocket Flares just trying to scout out into the dire jungle. Bottom lane, finally. Black Archangel going to be coming down. Little Shredder going to be used, and the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane will fall.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
So I wonder if this is where Rise want to stake their claim now. They're saying if you want to fight into us, we're going to control your dire triangle high ground. You have to come through this, and otherwise, with a double catapult tier as well, we're going to push through, take down this tier 2 tower, and look to set up again. Exorcism 6 seconds away. The Usurper stacking up the Fury Swipe damage as well. And at level 25,
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
what? You go for the Enrage, giving benefits to your team as well. Because you have that Earthshot. Does that proc on it? I need an analyst to tell me how that works. Does the Earthshot proc the Enrage that gives it the half benefit to the rest of the team at level 25? He actually goes for the overpower, so it doesn't matter. 3 overpower attacks. So he just wants to be able to burst heroes down as quickly as possible with this Abyssal Blade. Jump in with the Nullifier as well. The solo smoke from the Ninja Gear.
Dire are scanning.
But yeah, HF playing defensively. how are the buybacks looking? Everybody on the side of HF has a buyback. They're saving from this. They know if they lose a fight, they could lose the base. So they do want to be saving this, you know, having a second swipe at the fight. You on the side of Rise, not so much. Yeah, Rocket Flare's coming through. And Zhani just has to back himself away under threat of hookshot. Ooh, they might have actually caught out. They do. They catch out a couple of them now, Zhani. The Force Staff comes through with the tree. Might not be so lucky. The Drain with the fear now, and the tree's going to be run down. The gem on the deck. Zhani comes through with this wolf form. He's going to be the buyback from the tree. Trying to TP himself right back into this fight. Ice shots now as well onto the Tusk. But the Pounce comes out over the loads of silver. He's going to be popped. But the Overgrowth, it comes out. The tree's going to go down a second time. Lizzie going to be taking a lot of damage through this BKB. They get the kill onto the Tusk. They take down Archangel now as well as Blizzy. And they don't have buybacks. Clock at least gets that TP away, but the Pounce comes in. And Ursa, he needs to run himself away. Yeah. 2 cores on the side of Rise with no buybacks. Really nice fight into that. It cost the tree his dieback, but to trade off 3 heroes for technically 2, HF going to be really happy with this. The BKB is being used as well. And Roche, it's going to be a long one, so they don't get the benefit from that. Roche still going to be 2 minutes away, but creating space for Zhani to find even more farm. Wants to go towards that refresher. And not too far away from it. If he wants to use that Hand of Midas. I mean, no. You save for the buyback, right? You keep that buyback available, so you do want to be using the Hand of Midas to stack that extra gold to make sure you have the buyout as well as the buyback. As the Nosric on the bottom lane just continues to push in. Just looking for, I mean, he has that ninja gear, so he can solo smoke, just get himself in and around safely. Swift blink as well. They don't have any vision down as the top tower on... is going to go down that tier 1 tower on the top lane. HF will be able to take it now, starting to take objectives around the map. In terms of buyback, Blizzy about 170 gold away. Tusk over 1,000 gold, 1,500 gold there to get the buyback onto the Tusk. So let's see. Rocket Flare's coming out onto the Roche. Roche is still a minute away. They will see the heroes around this. As the lanes start to push in, do they want to smoke in Blizzy? He's just looking to farm that buyback, it looks like. No, he buys out. Not going for it at all. Actually wants to go for the Echo Saber. Excuse me, the Echo Saber. The E-Blade potentially. The Ghost Scepter comes out. Incoming! So Rise, what are they looking doing? There is the...
Radiant are scanning.
The creep in the Roche pit as well, so both teams going to see when this comes back up. And it looks like Rise, they want to go for a major wrap. Smoke's coming out from both sides, so... are we going to see a smoke on smoke battle here? Zhani comes forward. Looking to pick up the Invis Rune, or maybe not. Maybe just saving that for the rest of his team. Roche again, 10 seconds away. Rocket Flares, they fly out. They know which direction they see these. So they know where Rise are, HF. Smokes will be wearing off momentarily for both sides. The Wolves are looking to scout as well. Sentries are down, so they know the Wolves know where they are. So yeah, okay, Blizzy's just going to push into the base. They say, okay, if you want to be set on our side of the map, look at this. The double catapult will push in. Even through the living armor here, onto this melee racks, this lane will push. What are you going to do about it? Because you are going to be losing your base. There's a fortification if you want to use it, but they definitely don't want to be using this as the catapults continue onto this melee racks. As Rise and HF, they dance around the rush. The Hex comes out. Do they have the lockdown? No, the fire now onto the Slark as well. The Force Staff, it's not going to be enough. Did they get the kill onto the Slark? Slark, he's going to be getting low. He does go down. No buyback. And now the jump comes through onto the Lash. Lash with that Yule Scepter. Ultimate Kisses. He pops the Bloodstone, but the Hex will be there. They're going to be able to get the control out. Blizzy now as well with the E-Blade going. Excuse me, the Ghost Scepter going. They're going to be able to get the control, do the damage, and they take down the Lash. Lash at least has that buyback. And now the tree caught in the cogs. He has to go for the TP away. Yeah, the base pushes in. They lose that melee racks. They might even lose... they're definitely going to lose the Roche. With no buyback on the Slark. He fought out for that refresher. This is going to be the fourth Roche here. and Rise, they're going to be able to get themselves a free refresher shard. The Aghanim's Blessing coming out. So yeah, the second Exorcism. What can they do? 50 seconds here. In fact, they're going to get the Exorcism duration from the spells. So even more sustained for Blizzy. And they can push and they can take the base. 30 seconds without the slug. No! Bro, he loses his courier as well. He was going towards the Hex. In fact, if that courier got out, he might have been able to buy out. Yeah, he would have had the gold, or close to the gold, to be able to buy out for that. And it's now going to be down for the next 2.5 minutes without the ultimate orb. Rise, they're pushing into the base. 14 seconds. Slugkid's going to be back up. What can they do with this? It's Blizzy coming through with these Exorcism Ghosts. They just want to push. Does he want to go for the Megas? It is. Nosrick up onto the tier 3 on the top lane now. And what can HF do to defend this? The Aegis is up on the Ursula for the next 4 minutes. So, Shapeshift comes out. He wants to get the chase down. Shani's going to be wolf bit for the cookie, excuse me, to get Blizzy away. So the Exorcism will wear off. But they're taking down 2 lanes of racks here on the side of Rise. Oh, the jump. Do they have the lockdown again? The Hex comes out the slot. The hookshots could be the Mortimer Kisses as well. The chase down. They take down the slot. He's got no buyback. 94 seconds. The Walrus Kicks come through. And now Lesh. He's going to be in no man's land. The cookie connects even through that Yule Scepter. They have the kill. They have the damage. They have the cleanup. And Rise. This is looking like it's going to be game number 2. The Well Plates comes out. The tips onto Blizzy. And yeah, this just looks like it's going to be the marching down the mid lane here, looking for tier 4s, looking to end the game. And HF, nothing they're going to be able to do about this. With 2 heroes dead, Lesh does have that buyback. Oh, did he go for Megas? Okay, maybe thinking that the Slug got the buyback back. But they are going to be able to clean up on this base here, Rise. At 50 minutes, 28 to 20, and a 38k net worth lead. The buyback comes through out from the Lesh. But they still have that Aegis. No, they don't. Did it get popped? Did I miss that? I missed it. Yeah, okay, I missed that. I just straight up missed the Ursa going down the first time. Stance comes out onto the Lesh. Tier 4's doing not a lot up against the overwhelming damage from Rise now. Do they want to go into this Toshibi? Snowball's going to be there onto the creep wave. They finally caught out the tree. The tree's going to be dead. 70 seconds. Doesn't have that buyback for another 30. And will the base even survive that long now? The kick away. They're going to be able to get the lockdown onto the Lesh again. And the damage coming through. The Mystic Flow will be dropped. Black Archangel taking a lot of damage from that. For the hook shot. They've got the lockdown onto the Scarith Mage. Scarith Mage, he will go down. Has to buyback. Chasing on. Onto the Lycan. The Lycan with the Walrus kick once again. Just into the weight arms of Dino. And Dino's going to be able to rip through him. Buyback's not going to be enough to slot back into this now. Blizzy trying to do what he can. Exorcism ripping through these heroes, ripping through the buildings. Dodrin, Force Staff's trying to keep him alive. Nosrick right on top, but there is going to be the cogs. So even the Shadow Dancer Death Trap being used here, and Jani, all he needs to do is run himself away. E-Blade out onto the Ursa. Ursa, what can they do? The Abyssal Blade, they're going to be able to get themselves on right on top of the Slug, and the Slug, no chance to survive through this because the Rip and Tur coming through from the Ursa Burr. The damage is snowballed. They're just going to be able to go right back onto the tree. The Ancient is exposed. Blizzy diving the fountain here now as well. HF trying to do what he can to survive through this, but Blizzy with a refresher, just another Exorcism. GG gets called, and Rise. It's a second one. The long one is a second one. But they do get the win here, 51 minutes in. And what else can you say? You know, HF, again, a really great start. They were finding fights. They were finding pickoffs. The rotations around from Toshibi, putting the pressure onto the Ursula. But it was just not enough. And it got to the point there where HF, they just weren't able to put the aggression on. They stepped off the pedal. Rise, they went full Divide, getting some really great fights. And HF, don't get me wrong, they turned out a couple of rounds. But Rise were just able to get themselves, weight themselves in, especially after taking that tier 3 tower in the mid lane, taking the range racks. So the lane did just push in to that melee barracks as well. And Rise just said, okay, stay outside of your base. Blizzy went, because he swapped sides of the maps, Blizzy just pushing in, clearing off that creep wave. And all of a sudden, HF were on the back foot. If they didn't go back to defend, they were going to lose tier 4s. If they did stick around to defend, losing heroes it was so hard for HF to make the right choice, and there was no real right choice for them. Zhani only picking up 5 kills, 5 deaths. Excuse me, Proletary on 1 kill, 5 deaths, and Toshibi 5 kills and 7 deaths. Didn't have the impact on these cores that they needed to have early on. After having that initial advantage, and Rise were able to get themselves right back into this game. Game number 2, the series going the way of Rise. So I do believe they get themselves off the mark in the DPC now. And it's just looking that a lot of these teams, it was a close game. The odds were close in the series as well. Both teams trading off, but Rise able to take this one off HF. And it just goes to show that in Division 2, like I say, all these teams fairly close. YNT looking strong, but not invincible. X3 taking a series off them. And we'll see how Hydra are going to do in this next series up against Sigma YNT, because they are my favorites, I think, to go through to the Division 1 qualifiers. But yeah, no, both teams deserve to take it away, and Rise taking the victory overall. So guys, that is going to be the first series. We're going to be taking a quick break, about half an hour, I think, before the next series starts, and we'll see you after this.